Hi, my name is Adam Klingsheim, and I'd like to welcome you to today's presentation. I have with me Curtis Pilon, who is a healthcare specialist with SmartSource with over 30 years in healthcare solutions, from document and data conversions to updated IVR technologies that include digital billing agents. Today, we'll be discussing how SmartSource can assist hospitals challenged with cash flow problems using its new advanced balance and information inquiry system, also known as ABIIS. Curtis, we have several questions that we would like for you to share your well-informed opinion on. Curtis, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, Curtis, our first question is going to be, what are the current business trends for healthcare revenue cycle management?
Well, we're seeing a lot of trends in healthcare right now, obviously wrapped around this COVID situation that the nation's been faced with. And there's a lot of challenges around that. One is certainly the resources from a human resource standpoint. But also, I think equally as important is the financial resources that it takes to run a hospital. And they are really challenged with getting cash flow into the hospital these days. So we're seeing the old method of sending out a statement every 30 days and then maybe making a phone call or two, and at the end of 180 days sending it out to a collections agency. We're seeing a serious trend away from that and starting to use technology in place of that type of solution, or in accordance with that type of solution.
Oh, wow, that's great information. Our second question is going to be, how has the cloud technology evolution helped to solve these business problems?
So now what we do is with the statement run, we'll send out a statement, and the technology that used to be IVR yesterday was typically used primarily by collection agencies because it was very hardwired and very expensive and very tough to manage, quite honestly. Now it's a cloud-based solution, and we're able to work directly with the hospital and help them to the point where, let's say we send out an invoice, 10 days following that invoice, we'll follow up with a phone call, very polite, very courteous, and let them know we've exhausted all insurance avenues. Unfortunately, you are financially responsible for this invoice, say of $500. If you'd like to pay it in full, go ahead and push one. If you'd like to make payments, push two. And historically, it would say, if you'd like to talk to a customer service representative, push three. Now that's no longer the case. We require a small data feed. It doesn't make, we're agnostic on the back end. So Epic, McKesson, Cerner, OnBase makes no difference to us. But with that data feed, we'll go ahead and be able to queue up all the answers. And we're able to answer about 95, 97% of the questions based on the metrics we're receiving back. And so this way, the client and the patient are able to go ahead and gather the information to feel comfortable in paying the invoice. And we're seeing well over 50% of the invoices paid within 45 days now, which is something that has never been seen historically anyways in the medical space. So that's a huge coup. The other thing too is we're seeing over 58% of the people opt in to go to IVR directly and not talk to a CSR. So that means that from a credit card standpoint, these people will feel a lot more comfortable giving their credit card information to robotics and technology than they do to an individual that could write it down and pass it along maybe that evening. Not that they would do that, but nonetheless, a lot safer.
Okay, and what kind of results are you seeing with these changes, Curtis?
It's a lot easier for the CFOs, that's for sure, because one of the things that we're seeing is the CFOs historically have had 2, 3, 4 banking relationships, and they've had to go ahead and put their AR out there on the market to get cash flow in to run their hospital. And it's very challenging for a CFO. So now we're seeing the fact that in many cases, after working with us for 6 months, that's not even a necessity because we're getting such strong cash flows in the door within the first 30, 60, 90 days. And secondly, very little accounts are really being passed on to collection agencies in comparison to the way they had done that in previous years.
Okay. Our fourth question is going to be, have you seen any specific areas you can help providers, specifically with COVID issues?
Done that in a number of cases, quite a few cases, in fact, and some of those are pro bono, some of those are very heavily discounted. But we've been able to communicate to the entire database of clientele and patient base, certain things that they can do and should be doing from a preventative standpoint. And it's really, I think, helped a great deal. So we're going to continue on with that, of course. And then really getting the monies into the hospital sooner is going to help them with a lot of their COVID expenses as well, because unfortunately, some of the COVID expenses they're incurring, they're not able to get monies back for. So.
That sounds great, Curtis. Our final question is going to be, what does it take to implement a SmartSource IVR ABIIS solution?
There's a very small amount of data that's extracted on a nightly basis, and it's all secure. And quite honestly, that along with the scripting, and then in the scripting, we really go in and we do a brief interview with the management team on the CSRs, and we get the top 12, top 10 questions that they've been asked. And we quite honestly, we already have that listing, and it's been very, very accurate. But we still, if they have any specifics they want us to add to it, then we'll go ahead and implement that. And then this way, it typically would take maybe a week to 2 weeks, but right now we're quoting 30 to 60 day implementation just from a bandwidth standpoint. We want to make sure that we meet expectations of the hospitals, but historically it's very fast, very effective. And quite honestly, the metrics show, within the first 30 days, the hospital's already seeing huge results, and they're getting metrics that they can view literally every day, every week, every month. So it's really a beautiful solution all the way around.
Okay, Curtis, that was great. We want to thank you for your informative discussion relating to cash flow challenges that are facing our nation's hospitals. More information is available concerning the Advanced Balance and Informational Inquiry System by contacting Tim Moore from SmartSource Sales Team. Tim's information is being shown on the screen now. Thank you for joining us. Be safe, and I'll see you next time.